This is a super scary bedtime story about scarecrows. There
Isn't
was
the Scarecrow from Batman?
no.
Oh.
This is a scarecrow that's haunted. So there was a boy. He lived on a farm, and his his dad told him that they he's in charge of getting rid of the birds that are eating all the crops on the farm. They're eating all the apples and they're eating everything. The strawberries and the corn. They're eating everything. And the
Are
father,
they eating corn on the cup?
yes. And then the father told him, "You you need to get rid of the birds. If not, we're all gonna go hungry. We're not gonna have any food to eat." So the son said, "Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a scarecrow. I'm gonna make the scariest looking scarecrow ever."
Hey,
And
Mommy, my watch still disappeared.
Again, disappeared again.
Yeah.
so, so what happens next will shock you. So what happened was the boy, he went to the graveyard to find scary stuff. And he went, and there was a coffin that was sticking out of the ground a little.
What is the coffin?
When somebody dies and they put you in the cemetery, they put you in a box, and they call the box a coffin.
Oh.
So there was a coffin with a dead body inside, that because there was a big flood and earthquake that happened, and the coffin apparently got loose and started to come out of the ground a little bit. So he went and he saw that.
Was it upside down with blood dripping?
Yes, it's upside down with blood dripping. And then, so what he does is he quickly opens up the coffin, and there's a dead body that's been there for years. He's rotting. He's there, just maggots and worms and bugs and flies all over him, eating him up.
Was it like this?
Yes. And so what happens next is even spookier. So the little boy, his name is Rick. And so he said,
I don't like Mr. Rick. I heard that name before.
yes, Mr. Rick, but he's a young boy. So he's not Mr. Rick, he's just Rick. His mother calls him Ricky. So he goes and he takes the suit that the dead body was wearing. He takes the suit, he takes the shoes, the pants, the shirt, the jacket, the tie, the belt, even the socks. And Ricky said, "I'm going to make sure that I make the scariest scarecrow." And then the dead man's hair, because he was all rotting, he had his hair there. So Ricky took his hair, and he even took the dead man's head, put it in a bag, and he took it with him. And he goes home. He's got everything in two big bags. It was heavy, and he almost didn't make it home because he got so tired, but he did. He opens up the bags. There is the dead man's head, hair, and all of the clothes. So he gets a long stick, Ricky does, and he puts other sticks across it, and he ties it up, and he puts the clothes on the stick figure, because he made a big stick figure. So he puts the clothes on the stick figure, and now it looks like a man just standing there like this with his arms out and his legs out. Yes, just like that. And then he goes and puts straw inside of the clothes so it puffs it up. So it looks like there's a real man there. So he goes into the middle of the field on his dad's farm, and he plants. He puts the scarecrow. Then he gets a ladder. He goes out there, and he places the head of the dead man there. And now he's got the scariest scarecrow. The birds don't even come to the farm. They just keep flying by. And his father said, "Whoa, Ricky, where did you get the stuff to make that scarecrow? That is a really scary looking scarecrow." And Ricky said, "Oh, Dad, I just found the stuff here and there." "Okay, all right. Well, you did a good job. We'll eat." Then that night, he's asleep, and it's raining out, much like it is right now here. And there's thunder. And then he hears something kind of scratching on his window.
Was it like this?
Just like that. Just like that. And when Ricky goes, turns on his little night light, and goes, opens up the curtains, and he looks out his window, the scarecrow was standing right there. And he gets close to the window, and you can see the scarecrow start moving. The dead man's mouth starts moving, and he says, "I want the rest of my body. I want my body."
Was it like this?
Yes, just like that. So Ricky had to go and put the dead man's head back in the coffin with his clothes, because he didn't want the scarecrow haunting him for the rest of his life.
Is it the end?
Yes.
Okay, now it's my turn. This is scary. You can look right all day. So one time, it's a scarecrow. It's a really bad thing. So one time, this little boy was in the farm. He was making a scarecrow. So he got plans for his legs, and he got a stick for his whole body. And then when he made it, he pressed a button. He got a button. It was a red button. When he pressed it, he was still there. And there's actually long fingers. It was like this long. It was like that long, actually. And then that scarecrow was standing there, and he had a hat, the scarecrow. It was a really bad hat. It was an invisible hat. And the little boy was sleeping now. It was nighttime, and then he looked out his window, and then he saw a man trying to kill it, and the little boy got his baseball out, and then he was smacking his brother because he was trying to kill like a scarecrow. And then he was trying to dream about he never had a brother, but his dream came true. And then he had no brother. And then the scarecrow was eating his brother. The scarecrow was like this, grabbing his head, and took his head and ripped his face off because he didn't like skin, and he ate all of his skull, and all of the skin was there. And And that Scarecrow loved hats, so that's why he ate the whole body. Just a skull right there.
That was great. Super scary kid story.
But the skull was gone. The skull was on the Scarecrow. And the Scarecrow was alive. The skeleton was alive.
Wow. That was a good story. So, do you want to say anything to your YouTube friends?
Yeah. Like and subscribe.
Okay. Or else maybe the Scarecrow will get them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you make a real Scarecrow, it will come in your house.